Jay Towers, Kim Paige, and Jason Lobb with sports. Central Regional's award-winning news team. This is CRN Today.
Good morning. This is CRN Today for Monday, March 29th, 1993. I'm Jay Towers with Kim Paige and Jason Lobb.
At 7:23, here's what's happening. There will be an assembly during third period today for all seniors to discuss the senior prom and the end-of-the-year trip. Students will be called down to the auditorium via the PA system after attendance is taken.
Attention all band members. Practice will start at 2:15 this afternoon. It's a mandatory practice. Please be on time.
There will be a drama club meeting today after school in room 204 to discuss the trip to Teen Arts this Thursday. If you're going to attend Teen Arts, you must attend this meeting.
Rider College will be at Central Regional next Wednesday for 10th and 11th grade students. If you would like to find out more about Rider College, please stop by in the guidance department and schedule an appointment with Mrs. Brown.
Attention all Interact members, we are planning a picnic at Veterans Park in June. If you would like to attend, sign up today in the library.
Sports Director Jason Lobb is here now with the first look at this morning's sports. Jason?
Thanks, Jay. Good morning, everyone. A rainy day like this usually brings sports cancellations. Here's what we have for you so far. The varsity boys scrimmage has been canceled to a later date, and boys tennis practice has been canceled. Attention all boys and girls track members, you are to meet in Gym A after school for a special indoor practice due to the inclement weather. Coming up on Crn Weekly, I'll be talking with the varsity baseball coach about the upcoming season. Now back to Jay and Kim.
All right, Jason. Students celebrating birthdays today include Brian Hirschblond and Lori Curtis.
In the CRN exclusive forecast, look for rain to continue throughout the day and into the night with a high temperature of 56 degrees. Coming up next on CRN Weekly, the 1993 blood drive sponsored by the National Honor Society proves to be a huge success in helping the American Red Cross.
Plus, our CRN feature story, has George Orwell's 1984 arrived at Central Regional?
And we'll be asking you what rules you would change here at Central Regional.
Stay tuned. CRN Weekly is next.
This is CRN Weekly.
Welcome back. It's 7:25.
Our top story on CRN Weekly is last Friday's blood drive.
That's right. The 1993 blood drive, sponsored by the National Honor Society, gathered 93 pints of blood to help the American Red Cross. Jay was at the blood drive getting all the details.
Good morning. I'm Jay Towers outside the gymnasium for the 1993 American Red Cross Blood Drive sponsored by the Central Regional National Honor Society. Today we're going to show you how a blood drive works and why it's important to give blood. First, let's take you through some of the procedures for donating blood. Before giving blood, you must fill out forms and make sure you can give blood safely. I spoke to Senior Holly Decatus at Stage 1.
Is they come over here and they sit down and we fill in their name, address, and if they're a first-time donor or not. And they fill out a few questions and they wait in Stage 2 to be interviewed by the registered nurse.
Now I'm in Stage 2 of the blood drive. Here, donors wait patiently to be called by a registered nurse to ask some questions about their past history. Nurses in Stage 2 ask you questions about your health and things you have done in the past. However, all information is held in the strictest of confidence. Mrs. Buckard, advisor to the Honor Society, told CRN the blood goal.
Since this is a class of 1993, we have scheduled, our goal is to get 93 pints. Right now we have 90 students and faculty members scheduled. We have at least 20 walk-ins that will come in. We do know that some of the blood will not be accepted because people do not meet the criteria, meaning they have a fever or their iron count isn't acceptable. But we're trying to get 93.
A lot of students felt they had good reason to help achieve that goal.
That we can help out 5 people for just one bag of blood. I feel I'm doing my deed to the society, and I feel good about myself after I donate.
With me, Senior Chris Gibbs. Chris, you're here on the table ready to give blood. Why do you think it's important to give blood today?
Well, in case any other people need it that are dying or something like that. And I'm a little scared, but I'll be all right.
According to Red Cross volunteer Mrs. Quigg, it's the high school students that keep the blood supply up.
Without our high school blood donations, we would have practically a bloodless shelf at times. Thank goodness we do have the young people who are donating on a regular basis, and our high school bloodmobiles and our college bloodmobiles are usually quite successful. Therefore, it keeps our blood supply up above the danger level usually.
With me now is Amber Daffeldecker. Now, Amber, this looks like it's a snack bar, but really it's not. What's the purpose of this table?
Well, after you give blood, you're really weak, so you get escorted over to the table, and you're supposed to drink 3 or 4 glasses of either water, iced tea, or orange juice. And we have pretzels and donuts so we can get some strength back before you leave. You sit here for 15 minutes and you eat and drink.
After donating blood, your blood will be tested for syphilis, AIDS, antibodies, hepatitis, and other viruses. In Gym A, I'm Jay Towers, CRN Weekly.
1984 was a book written by George Orwell. In it, he described what life would be like if we were controlled and constantly monitored. He also believed that if people were under surveillance, their behavior would change. The same could be said about students who ride the bus to Central Regional. Kim Paige has more.
Good morning. I'm here with Ms. Petruzio, the transportation coordinator. Ms. Petruzio, can you tell me a little bit about the video cameras that are on the 5 Central buses?
Sure. Back in June of last year, I happened to see the video that was on television in reference to the cameras on school buses. We taped it, and I then showed it to the administration of the school. In turn, we then showed it to the Board of Education members, and they approved us purchasing a camera in 5 boxes. We installed the 5 boxes in the buses, and each box has a little red dot on it which flashes the minute the bus is started. So no one has any way of knowing if there's a camera in the bus or not.
Ms. Petruzio took me outside and showed me what she was talking about.
Okay, this is what the box looks like. This is the little red light I was telling you about previously that will light when the bus is started up. What we do is we take the front of the cover off. The camera is then placed into the box, locked in place. The cover is then put back on, and it's all set to go. The minute the ignition is turned on, the camera comes on, and the little light flashes.
I asked Superintendent Mr. DeCondi why the Board of Education bought the bus cameras.
Cameras for the school buses. Well, the district's had a concern over several years based on some of the discipline problems we've had on the school buses, and this looked like a good opportunity to maybe cut down on some of the discipline problems. Our discipline problems on and off involve maybe a series of buses, not general overall discipline, but maybe on 3 or 4 of our school buses. So we said, let's give it a try, and we did, and it's proved to be very successful.
The interesting part was to see how students on the bus reacted to the camera. Does a camera on a school bus really improve student behavior like it did in Orwell's novel 1984? We spoke to English teacher Mr. Dunn.
Orwell knew that surveillance would monitor the people's behavior and that it would make people be more aware of their morality. One of the problems with it, however, is the overindulgence with surveillance, and it would ruin the privacy of many citizens. I'm in favor of it on the school buses because I think it's doing a wonderful job. I think the kids are benefiting from it.
We found that it has improved our discipline on the school buses a great deal. I would say 85 to 90%. The biggest thing is it's a safety factor. Takes a fraction of a second to cause an accident. And if a driver is distracted because of the noise in the back of the driver, that could very easily cause an accident, which I'm sure everyone can understand.
Ms. Petruzio said the district should have all of the Central Regional buses equipped with cameras. So yes, Central Regional, Big Brother is watching. For CRN Weekly, I'm Kim Paige. Wouldn't it be great if you could change one rule here at Central Regional for just one day? Roving reporter Gwen Clayton was out talking with faculty, staff, and students.
Here I have Mr. Brown, our high school principal. Mr. Brown, what would be the one thing that you could change for one day in our school?
I would change your name from Gwen to Sam. No, in all seriousness, what I would do is I would allow an hour lunch for all students so that they could go and have a Mac attack.
If I could change any rule I could at school, I think students should be allowed to park on campus.
Why do you think so?
Because it's too much of a hassle to walk all the way up in the morning, and it takes too much time, then it means you have to get up early and everything. And other schools have it, so why shouldn't we?
I would say we should be allowed to leave school for lunch.
And where would we go?
Local fast food, I guess. And it should be, lunch period should be longer also.
Should be allowed to wear hats in school because I have nappy hair and I don't like it, so. And everybody looks better with hats on. So.
Okay, I have Mr. Browning, and he's our high school vice principal. Mr. Browning, what would you change in our school for a day?
For a day, I'd probably let everybody park on campus for one day just to get it out of their system and find out that it's not really that big a deal.
Thank you very much.
Well, Jason Lobb is here now. He's going to update us with the latest in school sports. Jason?
Thank you, Jay. Coach Selby's headed back out for another year of girls softball. He's looking once again for a big year from junior pitcher sensation Tara Menschner. The girls are away on Thursday at Lakewood. Both the boys tennis team and the golf team will open their season up on Thursday. The tennis team will be home against Toms River North, and the golf team will be entering the Wall Invitational Tournament at the Bel Air Golf Course. The boys baseball teams begin their season on Thursday at Lakewood as well. To give us more insight on the varsity team, here's our exclusive interview with Coach Rudder. Let me ask you first about the seniors on the team, Coach. A few key members from last year have not signed up this year, and they will not be returning. How's that affecting the team?
Well, fortunately, we have some other seniors who have decided to come out. Example would be Mike Zipsky and Avery Cologne. And these are two very fine athletes, and hopefully they'll take the place of those seniors not coming out. There's no question we need to come up with a couple of kids that can hit the ball. If we can find 2 or 3 hitters, even to come close to hitting 300, we could be rather successful. We have Jason Pozo, who's coming back from last year. He broke the school record in batting. He hit .494, I believe. If we can get a couple guys to fill in behind him or in front of him, we should do rather well.
All right, thank you, Coach.
Okay, thanks, Jay.
Join me next week with some first results on the spring sports season. Jay, Kim?
Thank you, Jason. That's going to wrap up CRN Weekly for today. We'll see you again tomorrow morning.
Have a nice day.